Hi guys, welcome back to my Nintendogs videos. I am so sorry it has been so long since the last time that I made an episode. It's summer. I've been lazy the last week. I mean, it really hasn't been that long, but for my summer videos it's been a little bit. But today, as you can see by the title, I am doing a request video, and this request was asked by Nintendogs+Cats, I think that's how you pronounce it, and they had the request to make a video on how to be good at Nintendogs, which, in my opinion, I think that is a very broad question. It's kind of hard to describe how to be good at Nintendogs, if there is even a way to really be good at Nintendogs. I personally don't think it's really a game that you can really be bad at. Hey Faye. But I asked if they had a bit of a more like specific question, if it was about taking care of your pets or competitions or something like that, but I didn't get a reply back, so I've just decided to go with it and try my best, and hopefully if they're still watching my videos, hopefully they like this episode. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to split it into different sections based on, like, I'm going to kind of categorize them. So one might be competitions, one might be taking care of your pets, and we are just going to go from there. Also, before I start my getting into the different sections, I do want to start off by saying one thing, and that is, this is just my opinion. I really don't want to offend anybody by what I say in this video. I really hope no one gets upset about it. I don't think it's really that big of a deal, but I really don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and I don't want anybody to feel like they are playing Nintendogs wrong, because I really honestly don't think you can do that wrong. It's just a game, and all you're doing is taking care of dogs, and people differently. So please don't get upset. I'll have like some tips and such for playing the game, but if you don't agree with it, please don't get upset. That's not what I'm trying to do. I hope you guys like this episode, and we will start. Okay, so the first thing we are going to start off by talking about is picking a dog. Pretty much what I want to start off by saying, the main thing that I'm in this whole section is pick a dog because you like it, not because of anything else. If your favorite breed is a beagle, like mine, get a beagle, if that is really what you want. If you want a chihuahua or a miniature pinscher or a sheltie, just pick it because you want it and not because of anything else. Pick a pet because you honestly, deep down in your heart, really like it. I think that is really the most important thing when picking a dog. If the dog just pulls at your heartstrings and you know it's the that you want to get it. One of the things that I have really seen when being a part of the Nintendogs community on YouTube is that a lot of people will donate a dog or even buy a dog based on how they think it'll do in competitions, and that may not apply to you, and if it does apply to you, I don't want you to get upset, but I personally don't think you should do that. I think it should be based on how you honestly like the breed. If you like corgis, get a corgi. I don't know how corgis do in competitions, but it doesn't matter because it's adorable, and if you want one, you should get it. And that's pretty much the whole point I'm trying to make. I personally don't see pretty much the dogs that I pick and the ones that I buy are dogs that I pretty much know for almost a fact that I'm never getting rid of them. I know it's kind of, for some people it might seem kind of silly to get so attached to digital dogs, but I know there are a lot of people that feel the same way that I do, and in the end, it doesn't really matter how good they are in competitions, because there's a lot more to them than that. As long as you work hard, you can get to Nintendogs Cup with any breed. Whether it's a Basset Hound, or a Chihuahua, or a Pug, or a Golden Retriever, or a Labrador, or a Shiba, or anything. It really doesn't matter. And I think that's another thing. Even if you think a breed is going to be good at competitions, it might be a little harder to train it for some reason, just depending on that dog. I know I use her all the time, but my Labrador, she is great at disc. Like, I'm just going to start off by saying, I know some of you people who have watched my videos before, you've heard me say things about Fey and disc competitions, but she is honestly great at disc. She is in Master Cup, and hopefully we will win that soon, and then she will be in Nintendogs Cup. But I had to learn a new way to train her, because she chases discs a little differently than the majority of dogs. But I'm not going to get rid of her because she's a little bit different. And I'm just working a lot harder to get her there. I mean, it's really not based on the breed. Some dogs just need a little more work, and it doesn't mean that they're bad at the competition. One more thing that I want to say in this section of the videos is about dog personalities. I don't think that there is a bad personality for any dog. I know there are some that say that the dog has trouble getting along with other dogs, or that they like the owner of themselves, or the one that I personally don't like is the one that calls the dog dopey, because I just think that's kind of an insult to the dog's intelligence. But, I mean, I personally don't think that there is a good or bad personality for a dog. If you liked a dog and then you found out its personality was something weird compared to other dogs, don't let that unencourage you from getting the dog. Every dog, like I said before, every dog in this game is special, and none of them are the same. And, oh, that was cute. But, they're all special, and they're all good dogs. I mean, there's not going to be any malicious dogs in, Nintendogs. They're all special, no matter if they're mischievous, or they are beloved by everyone, or if they have boundless energy to play, or no matter what they're like. They're all special, and they all deserve homes, just like any dog in the real world. So, pretty much, my whole point in this video is that get the dog that you like. Don't let anything else change your mind. All the doggies are adorable. I mean, look at that face. Look at that little face. It's so cute. Okay, I'm done. When taking care of your pets, I think the most important thing to remember is the more you play, the healthier your pets are going to be. If you only play a couple times a week, your dogs will be dirtier and they will be more hungry. And they have a better chance of not having an ideal physique. When it comes to your pet's health, pretty much everything you need to know is in their information when you click on the little box next to their name. It gives you their physique, their hunger and thirst, and how clean their coat is. One of the main things when you first get a dog is you always want to check what their physique is. And all of my dogs right now are ideal, but I had a problem just recently with two of my dogs' physiques, Rain and Kato. I hadn't been playing for a while, so they went back up to plump, which is what they were when I first got them. When it comes to getting your first pet, you usually always seem to have a problem with their physique, unless you are lucky enough to get a dog that is already ideal. The problem is when you first start the game, you do not have any diet food or wet food, which is what's used to get your dogs down to ideal. And the problem with that is there's really nothing you can do about it. My first dog was Rain. She was plump when I got her, and she was plump for quite a few days before I got her down to ideal without any diet food, just by the way I was raising her. And that's just something you'll have to deal with. A good way, with dogs that are plump, I find they are easier to get down to ideal because you have a lot of things that you can do with them. You can take them on walks, which is pretty much how I got Rain down to ideal so quickly. And pretty much, you just want to give your dog a lot of exercise. You want to take them on a lot of walks. You want to practice lure and disc with them, and that's pretty much what you want to do. With dogs that are skinny, I've only ever had one dog that was skinny before, and that was Blair, and I already had wet food, so he was only skinny for like 2 days. Obviously, you don't want to give them as much exercise, which I know is hard, especially if they're your first dog. When you first get the game, all you want to do is take them for walks and do lure and do all the fun things with them. But if you want to get them to ideal without any food, that's what you're going to have to do. But really in the beginning, I don't think that getting your dog to ideal really quickly is really that important. Obviously, you want it for competitions, but in the beginning of the game, it's really not that important. You're going to be in the beginning competitions, and it's really not going to matter as much as when you're in Master Cup and Nintendogs Cup. So that kind of brings me into my next point. Physique is important for your dog's health, but it is not the end of the world. In real life, a lot of dogs aren't perfect. Most dogs are overfed. I used to have a beagle that was, well, she wasn't really overfed. She was just plump. But dogs in real life, obviously, it's very important to their health. But it's going to be a lot harder to get them to an ideal weight. So, obviously it's important for competitions, and it's important to a specific percent, but it's not the end of the world if your dog is plump or skinny, or if they're not ideal. So, don't get upset if you can't get your dog to ideal, like, really quickly. It's really not it's not a really big deal, so don't get upset with your dog or don't get frustrated with the game if you can't get them to ideal. You'll get them there eventually, as long as you take good care of your pets. Another important aspect of taking care of your pets is giving them baths and taking them for walks. Obviously, you want your pet to be clean. You don't want them to be dirty. I don't know if anything really bad happens if they are dirty. I don't know if you lose any trainer points or what exactly happens, but obviously in real life you want your pet to be clean. It just makes them more comfortable, and if you want to take them for competitions, it is best if your pet is beautiful. They will perform the best because they feel the best. Obviously this game isn't this game is based on, it's not real dogs, but it is based on real dogs. So giving them baths and taking them for walks and just overall treating them like a real dog is how they will perform the best. And they obviously, I mean, look at that face. It's kind of attached to these dogs, and you want to make them feel comfortable. So giving them baths and taking them for walks is important. Okay, and our next category for this episode is on training. And we're going to start with the lure. And pretty much when you are training a dog for lure, I mean, it just takes a lot of practice, pretty much. You just want to go around more than 3 times, probably. Blair's still new. He's gotten into... It's hard to talk and do this at the same time. But, you just want to practice a lot. Because, as you can see, Blair keeps jumping for it. And I mean, pretty much what you have to remember is your dog's not going to be perfect. And it's going to take a lot of practice. When you start taking them for lure coursing competitions, they're going to be slow. And going around once probably isn't going to be enough to win, what's the first one called? I forget what the first competition's called. But you do want to practice a lot. With Faye, with Rain, with Rain, who is my first dog, I trained a whole bunch with her before I took her for a lure coursing competition. She, I wanted to get it on tape, pretty much, so I wasn't home because it was over winter break, so, I was with family, and I didn't have my camera, and I wanted to tape it, so I just kept practicing with her, and she was pretty much a pro by the time she was in her first lure coursing competition. So, pretty much what I'm saying is, as long as you practice with your pet a whole bunch, they'll get it eventually. You just have to set up a good pace for them, and they will eventually win a Nintendogs Cup. That's really what you need to know when you get a dog. They have the ability to do every single competition. You just have to work at it. Okay, next I'm going to be showing you guys obedience. So, Rain, come here, girly. Pretty much, I mean, this one's pretty self-explanatory. Just pretty much when you teach your dog a new trick, make sure you say the word the same way every time. And another thing to do usually is to make sure you say everything in the exact same with every trick you teach them. Haven't practiced with Rain in a while, so hopefully she remembers everything, but she's already doing tricks, because she's thinking I'm saying stuff. Jump. There you go. Up. Up. Oh, come on. Up. No. Up. What is this? What is this? Yeah, it doesn't always work, as you can see. But I don't always talk correctly to them. So, break dance. There you go. Got like 2 of them. Handstand. 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 There we go. But, yeah, this is just another thing that you are going to have to practice with. Obedience has the... She's so good at that. But, Obedience has definitely taken the name for the most difficult, competition to win. I'm not telling you to do anything. Stand up. Stand up. Come on! Stand up. There we go, girly. But you're going, if you want your dog to be obedience, you have to practice a lot. I used to practice with Rain every single day when I first got the game, and she got really, really good at it. I think she is in Nintendogs Cup for obedience, so she just has to win that and she's good. But, obviously we need a lot more work now. Up. Can you please do up? Up. Up. There we go. Good job, girly. But yeah, pretty much the whole thing for obedience is a lot of practice. And make sure you say the word. Sometimes you think you do and they just don't do it. That's what makes it so difficult. Okay, so I am at the park with Faye, and sadly someone else, one of my street passes, has decided to come to the park too. So that is a little on the sad. Faye's pretty good, so hopefully we can practice. I can show you how to practice without having that other dog in the way too much. But come on, you need to, yeah, okay. Because Faye does that every time I try to throw the disc to her. But pretty much the whole thing with disc is, I'm sure there are dogs that are like Faye out there who every time I go to throw the disc, she does that. So what I have to do is wait. If your dog is anything when it comes to catching the disc, you're just going to have to wait. And pretty much this just brings up the whole thing that Faye is good at catching the disc. I mean, you can watch her. She's very, very good. The whole thing is, I just had to learn how to make her good. That's pretty much all there is to it with any dog and any competition. They can do it. They just may take a little bit more work. And Faye has got it down now, and we know how to do it now. She didn't catch that, but she caught the other one, so she's still good. But every competition just takes a lot of work. And that's all there is to it. You're not going to get to Nintendogs up. She keeps missing now. She did a cool flip though. But the whole point of this whole section is that you're just gonna have to work hard. That's how you become good at competitions in Nintendogs. You just have to work at it. And I mean, one more thing, I I practice. I usually, when I go to the park to practice with my dogs, I will usually throw the disc to them until they are bored. My dogs will seriously stop chasing after the disc because they're just bored or tired or they just don't want to do it anymore. So that's pretty much how I train my dogs. I guess I have a really long attention span. Well, no, I don't, but for some reason it works. And one more thing, I got a question recently about how I get my disc from my dog so easily. It's practicing. That's all you have to do, and there she messed up, but that is what you do if you mess up when throwing the disc at her. But pretty much if you want to get the disc from your dog easily, you have to praise them every time they bring it back to you, and you have to practice a lot, and that's how you become good. And I keep messing up now. I'm not liking this. Come here. One more time. You gotta do it one more time. Be good. Because I keep messing it up for you. And that's my fault, not hers. Come on. There we go. Just gotta catch it. Yeah! Good job, girlie. Okay, guys, that was pretty much all for this episode. I only had really one more category idea, and that was like on finding items and stuff, but that's pretty much an easy one because it's all based on luck. And I happen to have really bad luck because I'm really bad at finding items. I can't find any leather, even though I really, really need it. And I've never found a pink rose before. And I just got a red hibiscus just by chance from one of my street passes. So, yeah. But that was it for this episode on how to be good at Nintendogs. Don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was interesting video. Very, very interesting. Hope you guys don't know how good my advice was, but what am I saying? I give great advice. So good at this. But, hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I hope nobody gets upset by what I said. Don't take, nothing I said was to be taken personally. If you don't agree with me, then you don't agree with me, and that's it. So, also, no one leave me mean comments if you don't agree with me. But, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. The next one will be just a regular episode, probably. Well, if anybody wants to send me any more requests, then they're But, yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys can send me requests on who you want to see in the next episode. I have Rain the Pomeranian, Faye the Labrador Retriever, Blair the Jack Russell, and Kato the Siberian Husky, who's not here. The next episode will not be out, oh gosh, I don't even know, over a week. I am leaving Thursday morning to go to New Jersey for my yearly beach trip with my family. So I'm going to be on for 9 days, and you will not see anything from me within those days. So yeah, I am planning to get out my residence video for Animal Crossing this Wednesday though, and then I will be leaving Thursday like I said. So that'll be pretty much it for me for the next week and a half or so. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and look forward to more later on. And ooh, oh my goodness, that was a weird glitch. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I will miss you all, and goodbye.